opening your ankles, your palms. And just really feel that expansion through your chest, through your collarbone. Inhaling through your nose. And then exhaling through your nose. Feeling your face relax. Feeling your sit bones press into your yoga mat. Take a few more breaths here, settling in. Allowing everything else to just melt away. Feel free to open and close your mouth. Maybe stick out your tongue even. Just release any tension that comes up. As we're shifting into fall, letting go of summer, what can you release tonight? Let go of, doesn't serve you. I encourage you tonight as we move, we twist a little bit, maybe do a little bit of balance. You just let whatever needs to go, go. One more breath here. Fully exhale. And then if you have a bolster or pillow, you just want to move it to the side. And just feel your entire spine on your yoga mat. And then slowly, one leg at a time, bringing your legs up. And just pressing that lower back into the yoga mat, just like you would do legs up the wall. Feel free to open your eyes if you want, or keep them closed, whatever feels good. Just allow gravity to do its thing. Feeling that your entire spine on the yoga mat, not letting anything come between that mat and your back. It's okay if your legs shake a little bit, mine are. And now bring those knees into your chest. Open your eyes, roll it out. Maybe make it a little more exaggerated tonight. Maybe it feels good on your lower back. Bringing one knee into your chest and then the other. Just taking a moment, checking in. And then taking those arms out to a T, bringing your legs to a tabletop, engaging those core muscles, turning them on just a little bit. Inhale here. As you exhale, take both knees, allowing them to drop onto the floor, looking over that right shoulder. And then inhale back to center, using that core, pressing your feet away. Allow those knees to drop to the other side. Open up. Can you reach your arms out a little bit further? Opening up through that chest. And then inhale, coming back to center. Can you press your feet away right here? Just kind of turning on the core. Really pressing that lower back into the mat, right? Like our back wants to be here. Can you press right here? Engaging that core, engaging those inner thighs, and then slowly cross your ankles. Let's roll it up to a nice, easy seated position. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's just go into some neck rolls. Take your time with neck rolls, because sometimes a big neck roll maybe doesn't feel so good, and that's okay. So just take it as deep as feels comfortable. If it feels good to bring your head back, then maybe roll your head back. But again, right, we spend a lot of time with our shoulders tense in our ears. So I encourage you really to push those shoulders away, taking a moment here. And then slowly coming back to center. Let's inhale, arms come up. We're gonna take it to a twist as you exhale, right hand, left knee, looking over that left shoulder, right? Bringing it out. And then inhale, coming back to center. As you exhale, opposite side. Can you find that length between that left ear and that left shoulder? And then inhale, come back to center. Let's really press down through our sit bones and let's just take it to a nice little fold. So I'm just walking my fingertips out, really pressing my hips. Doesn't matter how low we go, we don't want to round, we want to open up through that chest, bringing that rib cage closer to our thighs. Maybe coming down onto our elbows, maybe not, whatever feels good. Can you feel that stretch through your upper back? And then gently just release your neck. Pressing those hip bones into the yoga mat and then slowly walking it back up. Finding that length, and then let's switch our feet. Let's take it back to that twist. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, rotate right hand, left knee, and then just wring it out right here. Can you push that right shoulder away from that ear, right? It wants to hang out. And then inhale, arms come up. Exhale, twist it to the opposite side. Left hand, right knee. And then inhale, come to center. Exhale, relax. Let's take it back to that forward fold. Seated. So just walking those hands out. Can you press your sit bones into the yoga mat, right? They wanna come up with your hands. Can you find that length? Like if we were in person, I'd have one hand on your upper back and I'd have one hand on your lower back and then gently pressing it away. So can you pretend that I'm taking my hands and lengthening your spine as you just fold forward. And then slowly come on up. Let's make our way onto a nice seated on our, I just forgot what this is called. Have a seat right here. If it's comfortable, take those hands behind you. In fact, I'll move to the side. And just open up the chest tonight. Doesn't matter how far you come back. Again, relax your neck. Relax your throat. We're just opening up the heart. Right? Letting in all that goodness. All that beautiful light. And then exhale it out. If you want to try and come forward, this is always a hard pose for me. Coming forward, bringing your ribcage to your thighs and bringing those hands behind you. In fact, can you bring your forehead to your yoga mat? And can you feel that stretch through your chest, through your arms? If it doesn't feel good, let it go. But if it feels good, if you feel that stretch, if you can feel that length, hold for one more breath. And then keeping your forehead here, releasing your hands, taking your hands out like we're gonna do a Sphinx pose. So I'm on my wrists and my elbows, and I'm gonna come into a puppy pose. So it's like downward facing dog, but it's on your knees and then you're gonna extend your arms. And then just push those hips back and just hold it here. Again, can you find the length through your spine? Can you make your arms nice and long? Can you keep your shoulders out of your ears? Let's do one more full breath here. Exhale fully. And then slowly roll your way like a wave into a nice cat-cow. So take your time here and just inhale, drop the belly, and then exhale, rounding it up. Chin to chest, your breath. Sometimes I like to close my eyes and and cat-cow. And just really focus in on my entire spine, one vertebrae at a time, and really releasing that belly as I inhale, opening up the heart, and then finding that beautiful wave of stretch as I round into that cat pose. One more. Using that inhale, and then using that full exhale. Coming to that tabletop, let's go ahead and tuck our toes and finding our first downward facing dog. Pressing your hips up towards the ceiling. Take a moment here. Maybe you walk out your dog. I apologize, I'm like still getting over my head cold. There we go. So I'm gonna have my head up just a little bit. But feel free to look up at that waistband. And then finding your stillness, finding that length, releasing that breath. And then let's go ahead and step it up to our first forward fold. And then slowly roll it up one vertebrae at a time, finding that mountain posture. Let's inhale, arms come up. Exhale, swan dive, deep forward fold, knees are bent. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take the right leg back into a nice runner's lunge. Inhale here, exhale, find your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, step it up to that forward fold. Exhale, plant your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time, inhale, reverse swan dive up to that mountain, but as you exhale, back bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg goes back, nice runner's lunge. Open up the heart. And then come into that plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Holding it here. Take a moment here. Maybe you take this right hand and take it to the outside of your left calf. Holding it here, looking underneath that left bicep. Keeping those shoulders and hips square. And then coming back to regular down dog. And then exhale, left hand, right calf. Looking underneath. And then inhale, come to your downward facing dog. And now let's take this left leg nice and high, three-legged dog. Pressing this left heel up as you press your left hip down. Now inhale, bend this knee, bring it in towards your chest. Exhale, extend it behind you. Oh, let's do that again. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, extend. Inhale, knee to nose, holding it here, and then slowly coming in to a runner's lunge. Finding your strength right here. We're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to come up and into goddess pose. So I'm going to come up, my back is to you, and we're going to open. So we're right here. Into that goddess pose. We're going to start opening up the inner thighs, opening up the chest. And you know what pose is that? Sunflowers for fall. So here we go. Let's inhale, let's come down, pinkies touch. Exhale like a big sunflower. My favorite. So we're gonna come down, opening up those inner thighs. As you exhale, come on up. Using that breath, inhale, come down like you're sliding down a wall. Exhale, come on, reach, reach, reach. Last one. Fingers touch, come up. And then hold it up here. Can you take those toes forward and give me a nice forward fold? Right here, wide leg forward fold. Take your time, yogi's choice. Just dropping the head. And then inhale, walking those hands back to center. So left leg is forward, back to that runner's lunge. And now take this left leg back behind you. Three-legged dog. Straighten it up. And then come into your down dog. Option to stay here or inhale, float into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Stay right here. Inhale, right hand comes off the mat. Exhale, right hand, left calf. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left hand, right calf. Right? Say that right? I feel like I said it wrong. And then come back to that downward facing dog. Let's extend that right leg long. Take a moment here. Pressing that right hip down, right heel up, finding that length. And then inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, take that leg back behind you. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, take it back behind you. Inhale, knee to nose. Pause here and then gently come into your runner's lunge, dropping your hips. Inhale, come on back up to that goddess. Exhale it down. Holding here, sliding down that wall. Maybe make it a little bit deeper. Inhale, let's come up as you exhale, have your pinkies touch using that breath. Inhale, rise. Exhale, pinkies touch. Come on up into that support, using those inner thighs, reaching up nice and tall, and then coming on back down. Last one. This time we're gonna hold at the bottom. Exhale, come on down. Bringing those hands down. Can you drop your right shoulder? Gently pressing that right knee away. Really opening up that inner thigh. Working a little bit of balance. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, dropping the left shoulder. And then inhale, slowly come up, pointing those toes forward in a beautiful star pose. And now exhale, coming back to that forward fold. Maybe this time you grab your ankles, bringing your head down. Maybe you take those hands underneath, just like we did those Sphinx arms in that puppy. Can you bring your elbows down? Maybe you push it forward a little bit. Probably not the best for my congested nose right now. One more breath, wherever you are, friends, what feels good? And then slowly on your inhale, come on up halfway, rotate back to that runner's lunge. And then take this right leg straight back behind you. Feel that length. And then come into your downward facing dog. Inhale, let's float it into plank. Holding it here. Engaging the core. Big inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Take your time. Open up the heart. And then exhale, coming in to that down dog. Inhale, take this left leg high. Exhale it out. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, shoot it behind you. Inhale, knee to nose. This is 2. Exhale back. Inhale, knee to nose. Pause here. Exhale, coming in to that runner's lunge. Now, maybe add a little bit of balance. Maybe we try airplane arms, runner's lunge. If this gets too much, you can always drop your back knee. Can you keep those shoulders away from your ears? And now inhale, we're gonna rotate up. We're gonna come into that goddess pose, working a little bit of that inner thigh. Holding it here. Maybe you come up a little bit. If you want a little bit more tonight, squeezing those inner thighs, or drop, whatever feels good. Opening up the chest, nice flat back. Let's inhale here. Exhale, take it just to a wide forward fold. We're going right into it. Now inhale, keeping your hands down. Can you come back to those feet in, and then can you have a nice little squat right here? Nice little inner thigh. Holy moly, this one is really hard for me. I think this is just a good old squat right here. Can you hold it one more breath? Can you exhale fully? Now with your left leg forward, this is my left leg, I'm gonna get messed up, so I gotta go this way. Left leg forward, can you come into that side squat? So this is left leg. Can you maybe take this left hand down, open it up? Can you stack those shoulders right here? And then inhale, come back to that yogi squat. I know. And then exhale, come on up, forward fold, stretch it out. Woo! Maybe you grab onto those ankles one more time. And then inhale, come back to the runner's lunge, left leg forward. I know I'm backwards. And then give me that beautiful twist, because you know I love it. And then hold right here, stacking those shoulders. Maybe you drop your back knee. Just open it up here. And then framing this left foot, take this left leg back behind you. And now peel open that left hip. Open, 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 open. Option to come into plank, one-legged plank, or you can just meet me in down dog if you're done with vinyasas. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg goes high. Exhale it out. Inhale, right knee to nose. Exhale, shoot that leg back behind you. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, extend. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, finding that runner's lunge. Inhale, coming up into that garland pose. Last time. Maybe you come up, maybe you build a little bit of heat tonight, right? Shake it up a little bit. Holding it here. Inhale here. Exhale, straighten the legs, flatten the back. Come on down. Maybe this time you walk those hands out in front of you and press those hips back, just kind of like you did the puppy. Maybe you want to try that head below the heart one more time. Yogi's choice. Exhale it out. Slowly come on up. Rotate those feet out. Yogi squat, we're only doing this twice. This is it. This is it. So walk those heels in and come into that squat, right? Working that balance. Opening up the inner thighs, right? Notice your knees are getting a nice stretch. If you have to drop, that's okay. If you have to bring your hands, that's okay. Can you breathe it out? One more breath here. This is it. And then we're going to go into that side lunge, right leg. So come on in, reach it over. So right leg is forward. And then open it up, right? Opening up the inner thighs. And then slowly we're gonna rotate back into that runner's lunge, dropping the hips, and then coming into that twist. And then coming into that downward facing dog. Oh, I'm sorry, no, open up that right hip. I forgot I added that. Open up that right hip. And then coming into that three-legged dog, option to keep this leg lifted. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, step it up to that forward fold. Exhale, plant your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hold your forward fold. One more breath here, folding your body, feeling that length. And then on the inhale, slowly rolling it up, one vertebrae at a time. Taking your time, coming into your mountain pose, adjusting anything that needs to be. And let's go ahead and bring all of our weight on our left leg. Let's inhale, one-legged mountain, and let's bring our hands right to heart center. Holding it here. Finding our balance. And then as slow as you can you come back into a warrior two? So pivot on that back foot, warrior two. So our legs, our inner thighs are nice and warm. We can sneak, come right down into that warrior two. Exhaling it here. And then let's inhale, straighten this front leg and come into a beautiful triangle. Using that inner thigh to open up the heart right here, finding that length as you trickle on down. Keeping both legs straight. Maybe tonight, since we're super warm, maybe you try a little bit and you bring your right hand down. What? And you bring your left arm up. Notice my legs haven't changed. I'm still in triangle, but I'm just seeing what it feels like on my leg. Ooh, I haven't done this for a long time. Kind of fun, right? So here's regular triangle. So I'm keeping my hips right where they are. I'm just rotating my upper body. So my right hand flattens out and then I open up through my left. Like for me now, I'm getting a delicious stretch in my left leg. Just to play. And then slowly, gently come on out. Let's bend this front knee, come back to warrior two. And then open up, reverse that warrior two. Reverse warrior, I'm sorry. Maybe take this back arm and just open it up here. Right? What are you letting in today? Exhaling whatever you don't need. And then inhale, slowly coming out of this warrior two, coming back up into a crescent high lunge. Inhaling here. Exhale, coming back to that one-legged mountain. Finding our balance. One-legged mountain. Holding it up here. Now, if you want, let's try a little reverse locust. So instead, like this would be tree. What if you open up your foot right here, right? Deepening this inner thigh stretch. Just keeping your hands at heart. Ooh. Or, sorry, I just thought of this, opening up the heart. Oh yeah, we're doing it. So I'm right here. Right, we've been opening up the heart tonight. So option. We're opening up this inner thigh, opening up the hip, working our balance. Hands can go wherever feels comfortable. Can you hold it here for one more breath? And then on the inhale, slowly release, finding your mountain pose. And then inhale, arms come up. As you exhale, swan dive deep into that forward fold, taking your time, hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up to that mountain pose. Exhale, hands just come down by your side. Let's take it all to the right side. Inhale, one-legged mountain, right? Hands come to heart, all your weight on that right foot. Like you're stepping up on a bench. Now using your balance and your core with your breath, taking this leg back and rotating into a warrior two. Sink it down. Opening it up, right? Staying right in this present moment. One more breath here. And then slowly straighten this front leg, reaching it forward and then coming down into your triangle pose. Oh. Using the back of that hand to press into your leg so that you can open up the chest and stack those shoulders and then move that hand down. If you find your front leg bending, then come up. Really feel that stretch in that right leg. And now if you want to try reverse triangle, gently rotate that upper body. So now my left hand is coming down, finding my mat, keeping my legs straight, and then I'm going to open up through. Ooh, this side's a little more tight for me. Can you stack those shoulders? Using your breath. Again, if this is not feeling good, come right back to regular triangle. Just something fun to try tonight, right? Trying something new, maybe. Yogi's choice. I'm going to stay right here. Woo! And then on the inhale, we're going to slowly come back into that warrior two, bending that front leg, releasing those shoulders. And then on the inhale, coming back to that reverse warrior. Peel open that heart. What are you going to let in this season? This beautiful fall season. And then slowly come back to that warrior two, pivoting up into a crescent high lunge. And then bringing it up back to that one-legged mountain. Can you, keep it on one foot. Now can you rotate that hip open and come into standing locust? So right here. So make sure you're not resting on your knee. You're right above. It's okay if you have to pick up your foot. And then maybe you try your hands behind you, opening it up. This is so good because you're working your balance, spreading your toes, but working your bone density, keeping all that weight on one leg. Breathe through here. Finding your stability. And then exhale, release. Let's inhale, arms come up. Exhale, swan dive into a deep forward fold. All right, I thought tonight, we could try crow. Are you guys ready again? Remember crow? So I'm gonna scooch back a little bit. So we're in forward fold. We're just gonna crouch down, just like we were doing squat, right? Our inner thighs are super warm, but we're gonna bend our elbows right here. And then our knees are gonna go right there, right into our biceps, locking in that core, and then you're just gonna come one foot and then the other. And just using your balance, right? I'm gonna try to look. Yes! Yes! Woo! I can see you. Super fun. Maybe come up a little bit into your forward fold and then come back down if you want to try it again. So again, remember planting your hands. Those elbows are in. Your triceps are a shelf. And you're just going to lean forward. You're not going to fall. Your head's not going to fall. Sit your butt down and then lift one foot and then the other. All right, my friends, come back to a seated position. Actually, sorry, let's come on our knees. That works better. And then let's just hinge forward, stretching out those arms, dropping our forehead. So I'm sitting on my ankles, feeling that stretch. Right, feels good after those crows. Little yogi fun playing. And then on the next inhale, we're gonna come up, bringing those hands and then putting them in our back pockets for a nice little camel. Feels good after that garland. Maybe you come onto your toes, maybe you take one hand. So keeping your hips square, can you take your left hand, touching your heel, reaching your right arm, and then switch. Engaging that core, protecting that lower back. And then maybe if it's in your practice, because we've been opening up the heart tonight, can you touch both heels? Can you relax that neck? Open it. Remember, if it doesn't feel good, come right into here. Just a beautiful back bend. Yogi's choice. One more breath wherever you are. And then as you exhale, slowly come back to that garland pose. So I'm pressing my hips back, bringing my arms forward. Or even by your side, if that feels better. Take a breath here. And then we're slowly going to come into a plank pose, finding your plank. And then exhaling down into a Sphinx pose. Toes come down, opening up through the heart right here. Just opening up the heart. Really rooting down through our hip bones. Opening up through the chest. Take another full breath here. Exhale, fully opening it up. Feels good. After that camel, finding that length through your abdominals. And then slowly come on down. We're going to press it up and back. I want to try a new pose. New day, new pose. So bring those legs out in front of you. I'm going to show you first, if you want to watch, reverse plank. So we've done, like a table. Can you take those legs out long, and can you lift those hips? So we're going to come reverse plank, and then we're going to come down into boat pose. We're going to do that a few times. You ready? You ready? Just a little bit of core before we come on down. Bring those feet down. Bringing those, so again, we want to open up the chest, tuck those elbows in, protecting our wrists, using our whole hand as we lift up. Maybe relax your neck, maybe let your head drop a little bit. As you exhale, can you lift a little bit higher? And now inhale, slowly release, coming into that boat pose. Holding it here. Releasing your shoulders, engaging that core, building a little bit of heat, a little bit of fire, right? And then exhale fully. One more time, my friends. Hands come behind, lift it up. Can you lift those hips up a little bit higher? Can you squeeze your inner thighs, the back of your legs? Exhale, lengthen, don't hold your breath. And then inhale, come on down. Exhale, hold it into your boat pose. It's okay to shake, right? It's okay to try something new. This is your yoga practice, right? Not your yoga pose, your practice. Always evolving, always moving. Embrace that shake. One more right here. Oh, I'm totally shaking. And then exhale, come back to that. What is this? Easy seated, bringing those hands in front of you. I couldn't spit it out fast enough. So just like we did in the beginning, that easy seated, reaching forward. And then come on up. Let's take both of those legs back behind us. One last downward facing dog. Pressing those hips up. And just take a nice breath here. And then let's slowly peel open this left hip. Open, 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 open. Looking up underneath that bicep, squeezing that heel towards our glute, really opening up that hip. And then as you inhale, come on through. Exhale, give me that nice half pigeon. So wiggling that right leg down. Take a moment here. Coming up into that pigeon and then coming down onto, I call them Sphinx arms, just like we did in our Sphinx pose. Feeling that stretch in your outer glute. Relaxing your face. Feeling that lovely stretch. Now, yogi's choice. Maybe you come on down onto your hands. Maybe your yoga block, we'll pretend this is a block, is right by you, and you just use your block onto your forehead. Just releasing that tension from your outer hip. Extending that right leg long, just taking a few breaths here. Bringing that heart rate down. Using that breath. Option to stay here. I love to come up and bend this back knee. If you want a nice quadricep stretch, reaching for the front, the top of that foot. Making sure if you're on a concrete or a hard floor, you find that meaty part of your knee. Just finding a little bit of balance tonight, maybe. One more breath wherever you are. And then on the inhale, slowly come up, curling this back toe. Let's take this left leg back behind us. Opening up, take your time. Open up the hip and then float forward. We're gonna come into one-legged frog. So really opening up this inner thigh. So frog, and it's hard to see, my knee is down and my ankle, but there's a straight line. So my heel's not towards my glute or out. It's a straight line. Keeping both hips pressed down through the floor. Since you're doing one leg, can you inch that left knee out? And then bring your head right onto your back of your hands. And just feel that release in your inner thigh. One more breath here. And then slowly lift your head. We're going to come back to that downward facing dog. Gently come out of your one-legged frog. And then we're going to take it to the right side. So gently peel open that right hip. Open, 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 open. Squeezing that heel towards your glute, looking underneath that bicep. And then slowly shifting it forward, coming in to that half pigeon on the right side. Taking your time. Again, I like to come onto my elbows. Stretching out that outer glute, outer hip. Keeping that back nice and flat, nice and long. And then maybe bringing your head all the way down. Maybe grabbing that block again. If you want to come up and bend that back knee, opening it up. If you want to stretch that quad, if that sounds good. Maybe bring that right arm up if you want to try a little bit of balance. Breathing into this stretch wherever you are, using that full breath. And then we're going to slowly come out of this pigeon, curling your left toes. Take your time as you take this right leg back behind you. And then come forward, opening up the right hip now, coming into a one-legged frog on the right side. Really feeling the ground beneath you on that left hip and pressing your right hip down, releasing that right inner thigh. Making sure that ankle is in line with the knee. And just releasing any tension with our breath. And then slowly coming out of this, be gentle, curling your left toes, pressing up, taking this right leg back behind you, finding your downward facing dog. Oh, I lied, I guess this would be our last down dog. And then float into plank one last time, but this time come all the way down. Taking those arms out to a T, pressing your forehead into the yoga mat. Can you walk your fingertips far away from each other? And then bending that right heel, flexing that right foot like it's gonna hold up something. We're just gonna rotate it open. So I'm rolling onto that left shoulder. Can you inch your right fingers away from your body? And just really feel that stretch through your left shoulder, your left chest, but also your spine. Just open it up tonight. Releasing anything that doesn't serve your body. And then slowly coming back to center. We're going to take it to the other side. Pressing both hip bones into the yoga mat and then flexing your left foot. And then reaching up and over, taking that left foot flat onto the ground and rolling open that right shoulder now. Feel that beautiful stretch. Inching those left fingertips away. This is such a great one at the end of the day, even if you just have a few minutes, right? We spend a lot of time in that hunched position. So just open it up. And then slowly come back to center. Taking those hands underneath your shoulders, pressing it up and back. Just give me a nice child's pose. Oh, I realize this is our first child's pose. And then exhale fully here. Let's go ahead and coming into that tabletop, coming onto the hips, swinging those legs out in front of you. And then laying it all the way down, bringing those knees with you, hugging those knees into your chest. Ooh, let's take a nice happy baby here. Grabbing onto those big toes with our peace fingers, bringing those right knees down. Those right knees, both of your knees. Bleh. Laying that back nice and flat. Relaxing your face. And then slowly releasing, keeping those feet together. Just come into a nice butterfly right here. I like to take my arms out to the side, palms open, and just releasing the inner thighs. And then, my friends, bring those knees into your chest one more time. Give yourself a nice hug. In fact, wait, let's hang out here. Today, I was doing just journal prompts myself, and one of them today, I thought, like, what is something in this season, in the summer season, that brought you joy? You know, what is something that was happy, or something maybe that you accomplished, or something that you did, or someone you saw, so just something that I just keep coming for joy, right? From this season. When we move on to the next season, we tend to be like, oh, what can I do better? What can I do better? Or, you know, but let's just take a moment and pause on something happy, something that brought you joy. And I just want you to just send that love into your body tonight before we end our practice. Maybe it's a happy memory, maybe, like I said, all the things I said before. What came to mind? And can you hug that joy, that love into your body tonight? Maybe you squeeze it up. And then as you exhale, release. Sending that love throughout your entire body tonight. As we come into our final Shavasana relaxation pose, feel free to maybe grab that bolster. I'm actually going to come into frog. That felt really good. More of a restorative pose tonight. And just sealing in your practice tonight, find something that is nurturing. That's actually my word for the fall, friends. Nurture. And just completely relax your entire body. Allowing every stress, every worry, anything that is heavy, maybe that has happened, release and let it go. It doesn't serve your body anymore. Maybe as you're lying in your final relaxation, you picture the big, beautiful moon and all the beautiful stars that light up the sky. Staying with your breath. My friends, we're just going to end our yoga practice here tonight. If you want to stay here a little bit longer, please feel free. Just want to thank you so much for putting up with me, for doing yoga with me tonight, friends. Namaste.